I was recently at a bar mitzvah. I met a very nice shliach, very likable guy, sweet, 2 years older than me, but very naive, and that could be a little frustrating. What do? You have to spoon feed everything, the information, history, law, theology. We're talking Yiddishkeit here. And he's a classical Chabad, what I expected from the yeshiva that he graduated, and that he got his shlichus and got married nicely, everything timely, and he's a wonderful guy. Everyone, likable. One of the things we discussed was the learning of the Rambam, completing it in 1 year, the Mishnah Torah, the Yad. The Rambam made his Mishnah Torah, codifies all the laws. And he mentioned to me that he started doing it at age 16. I said, oh, I also did. At age 16, I started doing it. And I used to do it every day, and sometimes you have to catch up, and then you catch up. It's really difficult and very exhausting. And he says, but I never stopped. I still do it. And kind of and I felt like, I got hit. Like, I'm the slacker. I stopped. I didn't. It's like in a race, and they go, oh, why'd you stop? And you feel like, you slacked. I felt that feeling. But when there's a religious tone or cover to it, it's even more kind of insulting, right? Because it gives it that divine type of slacking. I try to explain to him that the Rambam actually wrote this yad for people to have it as a reference guide, but not to continually, repeatedly, year after year, finish the same book over and over and not have time to study anything else, because he wanted the pursuit of philosophy, or Judeo-philosophy, Jewish philosophy at his time, written in Judeo-Arabic, to be the pursuit of the people, the masses who are able to. The Rambam does agree that there are people that they have no way of connecting to anything above rituals, laws, and practices that are repetitive. They don't have that creative and adventurous and open mind. But the point of the Nebouchim, the point of the Yad and the Mishnah Torah is to be able to have, instead of having a Gemara, which is you can get lost in, to find yourself in the Torah and be able to organize things so that you can have time to study philosophy. And many of the Rambam's friends would say that philosophy is the highest pursuit. The church got very angry with that, because you don't make good believers out of philosophers. And in Judaism, the traditionalists also had problems with the philosophers. The more they excelled, the less they cared about rituals and mitzvahs and beliefs and whatever they were trying to sell and keep them, in the system and the organization and the community. And they were worried, even though there really is nothing to worry about. I mean, you will lose them, but you won't lose them as friends. If you're a good friend, they'll still be your friend. So, I give up and kind of almost begged him and said, you don't have to believe in Judaism. And it's ironic, because he feels like he's the ultimate believer. He's the ultimate believer, even in the sucker sense of the word. How much more so? In a hush of a way. But I said, you don't have to really believe in Judaism, but at least you should know it. Because we spoke about the Tanakh, and the guy was really like, it's almost like he's still in 8th grade. The frustrating part is the division, that feeling of holier than thou, you're not good enough, and ultimately because you're slacking, you're not doing it. But he's forgetting that those people who don't do 3 prakim are actually studying halacha. They're studying the building blocks and the logic of halacha and the framework. And those are the people that you could most rely upon to solve problems. And that's what we need, solving problems and the adventure of study to make us better. That's really what makes you better. That's what the growth is, opening of the mind. And the closed-minded guy is just a nice guy all over again. The same naive, nice 8th grader that you always liked.